So there are some rules in grammar. The first is concord. So concord is a sentence is said to have concord when the verb agrees with the subject. For example, the secretary types all the reports. The next example, the secretaries type all the reports. This area of grammar does not give problems, but what of the staff, the board, the family, or security personnel? So each of these nouns is grammatically singular, but refers to several people. Which is the correct one? First, the staff is or are having lunch. And then the board meets or meet in the conference room. The next question is, which is the correct one? The family lives or lives at the number 21. And the last is, our security personnel has or have a rota system. Jadi contoh di atas adalah, contoh biasanya di atas adalah the secretary types all the reports. Ini verbnya diberi S karena sekretarinya singular ya. Kalau secretaries-nya more than one atau plural, maka type-nya menjadi type without S. Sekarang ada pengecualian ya, atau ada tambahan jika nouns-nya ini secara grammatical dianggap singular tapi refers to several people. Okay, next the second point, uncountable nouns. So although personnel, staff, information, advice, equipment, and machinery convey the idea of plurality, they do not take S. For example, nor do the take a or an instead yeah, we say a member of staff has the same meaning with members of staff. Jadi a member and members, staffnya tetap without S ya. And then a member of personnel, kemudian members of personnel. A piece of information or pieces of information. A piece of advice, pieces of advice. A piece of equipment, and then pieces of equipment. A piece of machinery, pieces of machinery. There is no difference ya. And then past tense, seperti yang sudah kita pelajari sebelumnya. So people are often confused when to use simple past dalam kurung atau contohnya I wrote, and then the present perfect I have written, and the past perfect I had written. So actually simple past versus present perfect, general or specific. If you have ever flown to America seated beside an American passenger, the probability is high that he asks you this expression. So sometimes someone asks you, have you ever been to the United States? If you say yes, his next question would be, when did you visit the States? Or when were you there? So now notice that the first question is in the present perfect, while the second question is in the simple past. The first question anticipates non-detailed information, while the detailed information is anticipated by the second question. Jadi, kata have you ever been itu menunjukkan jawabannya not specific atau not detailed. Untuk mengantisipasi jawaban yang tidak detail, maka pertanyaannya menjadi have you ever been ya. Kemudian kalau memang jawabannya yes, maka pertanyaan berikutnya adalah memakai past tense karena akan refers to detailed information atau definite information ya. Kalau jawabannya yes. Okay, next. Finished and versus unfinished time. So you can consider the following short dialogue. So have you paid the insurance premium this month? Yes, I have paid it. When did you pay it? I paid it on Tuesday. So in the first question and answer, the present perfect is used. Yeah, have you paid ini ya? Because this month is unfinished. In the second question and answer, the simple past is used because Tuesday is finished. In this example, the action referred to is the same. The difference which necessitates the use of different tenses is the time frame, ya. Jadi seperti itu, karena dalam 1 bulan itu kita belum pasti habis ya, 1 bulan itu, maka menjadi have you paid the insurance premium this month? Kalau jawabannya yes, berarti when did you pay it? Lebih detail ya. Kapan gitu ya? I paid it on Tuesday. Okay, next point about the grammar is past perfect versus simple past. Sama dengan yang tadi ya. The past perfect is often confused with the simple past, so people sometimes use the past perfect instead of the simple past because it sounds better. So the past perfect is always used in conjunction with a point or an event occurring in the simple past. Therefore, the past perfect is usually found in a sentence together with the simple past. Jadi sudah jelas perbedaannya ya. For example, the telephone had stopped ringing when I reached it. So this means that when I reached the telephone, there was no more ringing. The ringing might have stopped some seconds before I reached the telephone. And then the second example, the telephone stopped ringing when I reached it. This means that at the exact moment when I reached the telephone, the ringing stopped. Okay, now we talk about the diction. For written business communication, it is necessary to use formal words, which one is more formal than the other. Jadi kita coba membahas ini ya, which one is more formal than the other. For example, buy and purchase, undertake and conduct, get and obtain, abundant and allot, tell and inform, see and notice, employ and use, explain and clarify. But I will discuss about buy and purchase, undertake and conduct, get and obtain. This is the explanation. So that after we know the difference, try to write sentences by using words above to show the difference. Okay, let's see. The first question is buy and purchase. So according to dictionary.com, buy is to acquire the possession or the right to by paying or promising to pay an equivalent, especially in money. And buy is informal. And then according to dictionary, purchase is the act or process of seeking and obtaining something. Some examples are property which a person purchase or a purchase order from a company to a supplier. And purchase is formal. So the key difference, buy is to obtain something in exchange for money or goods, but purchase atau purchase ya, is the act or process of seeking and obtaining something. And the example is, number 1, she buys some clothes in the department store. The second one, shifting to a different country may affect what products are available to purchase. Okay, next, the definition of undertake is to lead or guide, to escort, and this is more informal. And then the definition of conduct is to take upon oneself to start to embark on specific tasks, and it sounds formal. And the example is, his knowledge will be of value when you undertake your master's dissertation. The second one, I conduct the research about the effect of a free trade era. And then the definition of get is to acquire, and it sounds informal, and the example is, I'm going to get a computer tomorrow from the discount store. The second example is, Lance is going to get Mary a ring. And then the definition of obtain is to gain possession of, the procure, to acquire, and in any way, and it sounds formal, to obtain. And the example is, it's relatively easy to obtain residency if you have the right paperwork. And the second example, his aim was to finish his doctorate and obtain a university chair. Ya, this is the references modul bahasa Inggris, kompilasi dari berbagai sumber, English for Business Communication. And I think that's all. Thank you very much.